What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin. You're watching the weekly Monday Market Watch. Today is Monday, June 10th, and we are here reporting on the market right after the Chicago DLC, the Disney Lorcana Challenge. Here's the winner, Brian Cortate. Shout out the Rat. That is his username. If you don't know who this is, he's a former Hearthstone pro, basically, and he's a supporter of the Lorcana Goons channel and community. He's in the Goons Discord, so big shout out to Brian Cortate, aka the Rat, for getting first place. Here's him with his golden Mickey and the Lorcana Challenge trophy. And yeah, man, throwback to like 2017. You know, the Rat put together the Rat race with a bunch of other Hearthstone players, which was a race to legend for $10,000. And in general, being very much known in the Hearthstone community for being a very good player as well. So it's no surprise to see him a champion of the Lorcana Challenge. So that's really awesome to see. Once again, huge shout out to Brian Cortate impacting today's meta cards. Man, we're gonna go over some meta trends because there's so much to talk about. There's so many cards right now like popular and dominating the meta, and I feel like after this Lorcana Challenge event, we're finally starting to see whether or not it's going to be like a tier 1 format. A lot of people were worried about whether it's going to be Bucky format, although, you know, Brian did take first place with Emerald Steel, so, you know, the Rat, you know, piloting a very controversial deck, I would say. You know, a deck that some people would even go as far as to say should be banned from being played in the meta tournaments. You know, I don't feel that way personally. You know, but like I said, a lot of people were playing Emerald Steel. We saw Ruby Sapphire be the most dominant deck in that tournament, and then we saw a couple other outliers like Emerald Amber. There was a couple Ruby Amethyst up in that top cut. It was a top 64 breakdown, and a bunch of decks made it in. So we're gonna start to see some of these card prices go up, starting with Beast, Tragic Hero, Sad Beast. This card is a little bit more expensive than Diablo today, and it keeps on rising in price. So last time we looked at it, it was getting close to that $60 mark, and today we have lowest verified by NNC Games, $59.99. So it's now $60 at least. So if you're getting rid of your beasts, be sure to charge at least $60, my goons. And let's take a look at these cold foils, because last time we looked at the cold foils, they're around $70, and today lowest verified is going to be $71.56 with $5 shipping, so around $75 plus dollars. And even the non-verified sellers have them at that same price, so you're not even going to be able to find some discounts. At the bottom of the page, they start to hit $90 almost. So like I just finished saying, Emerald Steel took first place, or the Rat took first place playing Emerald Steel, you know, and a lot of people are gonna copy that deck. They're gonna rely on, you know, that deck list to kind of let them know what cards should or shouldn't be played right now in today's meta. And you know, I do want to go over some more cards from that deck. There's like Diablo, Devoted Herald, which is the second most expensive card in Lorcana. That is not like an enchanted or promo, you know, like regular non-foil, you know, a card you can pull from your pack. This is going to be one of the more expensive ones. We have the Diablo Devoted Herald selling today. Lowest verified is going to be $53.86 by Red Rhino. Shout out you for these low prices. I don't know, should I say low this time? Because I feel like this game's getting a little bit expensive now, right? Depending on the deck you're playing, because you can play something like Ruby Amethyst, and that's definitely more of a budget-friendly deck. And Cold Foil Diablos aren't as expensive as Cold Foil Beasts today. Lowest verified for a near mint Cold Foil Diablo is going to be by BK's Card Shop, $65. So if you have your Cold Foil Diablos, they are selling for $65 today, you know. And a lot of the legendaries are currently not a bad price, in my opinion. There's at least two of them that are more than $50, and you know, we have Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood, now more than $40 for the non-foil legendary. Lowest verified today for a near mint is going to be, wow, not even on the first page. We have some light plates here for $41 with $3 shipping. We have near mint non-verified sellers already listing it for $43 with $1 shipping. So yeah, man, Robin Hood is going to be more than $45 today. Untapped Games is lowest verified near mint Robin Hood for $42.99 with $3 shipping. So $46 is what you got to pay for your Robin Hood Champion of Sherwoods now. And I do think this has a lot to do with the fact that we're seeing a Robin Hood be played in the Emerald Steel list. So most of the Emerald Steel lists, I think, are playing this Robin Hood right now. It's a Floodborn character, so it triggers Bucky, obviously. You can play Robin Hood on turn 1. You can shift into it and then sing Grab Your Swords. And in general, if you're playing something like Sapphire Steel, maybe you want to play Robin Hood as well. If you're playing Amber Steel, you play Robin Hood as well. Yeah, pretty much almost any Steel deck wants to play this Robin Hood character for the most part. Real quick, as you can see here, this is the winning deck list from the Chicago Challenge, and you know, the Rat is playing for Robin Hood right here in this list alongside the Beast and the Diablo. So it's no wonder why all these three cards are so expensive today. That's probably the first time I've ever shown a deck list on the Market Watch, right? Anyways, what's crazy is that the non-foil Robin Hoods are selling online today for around $40 to $45. But look at these cold foil prices. There's some cold foil sales that are happening for around $50. So it's only a little bit more for the cold foils today. Lowest verified is going to be $50 by Zap Daddy Cards right here. $50 with $1 shipping for a near mint Robin Hood Champion of Sherwood. So these are climbing up. These do continue to climb up alongside their other friend legendaries that you play in Green Steel. So Maleficent Monsters Dragon today gonna have a lowest verified of $33.39 with $1.22 shipping by Eternal Haven. Shout out you guys. And the cold foils are gonna be as high as $72.50. So we've seen this card hit $100 before, and it's not near that price. But I do think that Ruby Sapphire is an extremely represented deck this format. We saw it take up 1/3 of the top 64. There was 22 red-blue decks in that top 64 for the Lorcana Challenge Chicago, and most, if not all of them, were playing some copies of Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and a lot of them were playing 4 copies of it. So, and I do want to mention, there's a lot of people coming into Lorcana, and you're gonna see some of these cold foil prices in a second. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. But for now, let's keep going over some of these meta cards. We have Ursula, Deceiver of All, coming down in price. I've been seeing a lot of people cut this card out of their Emerald decks. Some people aren't playing this card at all. Some people are not playing Sudden Chill. A lot of people are kind of switching up the way they're playing the Emerald nowadays. The first place list was playing this card. I do think this card is still very good, but for a while it was selling for more than $40, and today you can find them for as low as $35. We have kaput cards for $34 and $1 shipping right there ready for you, and the cold foils are not that much more expensive, only $40. Geeked Out Ink has you for $40 with $1 shipping. Not bad at all, and we're still hoping that they print a they make an actual correct printing for this Dreamborn Storyborn situation, right? Mufasa Betrayed Leader. We saw a couple Mufasa decks in the top 64. By the way, guys, if you want to see any of these decks, I went over more than 15 of the top 64 deck lists in a video that we just uploaded yesterday, so you can check out which deck lists I thought were spicy and which ones I think are reasonable, and what you can expect in the future of this format. As you can see here, like I just finished saying, 3 Mufasa decks made it into Top Cut, and one was a Mufasa Steel, one was a Ruby Mufasa. Actually, I think it was just 2, but still, point is, it's a very good card. It's a very good deck. Lowest verified today for Mufasa is going to be $17.78, so it's climbing up to $20 almost for the non-foil Mufasas, and your cold foils are going to be $30 now. The Pokeshops BST has you for $30.95. We were just talking about this in the last Market Watch. We've been tracking Mufasa, and we've been seeing it climb from a $22 cold foil to like a $25 cold foil, and I did kind of mention I do think it's on its way to $30 very soon. Sisu, Empowered Sibling, a very powerful card this format. It was a little overhyped, so the price did kind of come down a little bit, but today you can find them for as low as $25. TCG Card King's lowest verified is going to be $23 with $1 shipping, so a little bit less than $25 today is what it is looking like. I think the reason why this card's a little bit cheaper is because you don't play like 4 of these in most of the Ruby decks, and you really only play this in Ruby Sapphire from what I can tell. Lowest verified for the cold foils is going to be by Red Rhino, $30.99 for your cold foil Empowered Sibling. Sisu, Lucky Dime. This card really seeing a lot of popularity. Check out this graph. These bars are about to touch. So lowest verified today is Country Nerd Collects, $12 with shipping included for your Lucky Dimes, so they're more than $10 now. For a while these were less than $10. I think when the format was transitioning, people didn't know what to play, cards get sold, etc, etc. So Lucky Dimes kind of coming back up in that $15 price range, and the cold foils are literally $15. So as you can see here, people are paying $12 for the non-foil Lucky Dimes, $12.29. We have $11.99. So why would you pay $12 when you can pay $14, $14.83, so $3 more for a cold foil Lucky Dime? It just makes more sense to me, guys. There's only 30 listings left. Just buy the cold foils. Look at that. By the end of the page, they start to hit $17 already. So gold foil Lucky Dimes, I think, are going up with the non-foils. Ursula, Sea Witch Queen. This card came crashing down in price, obviously, because it didn't really have a place in the meta until this weekend. We saw a Emerald Amethyst deck get piloted all the way to second place. It was second in Swiss as well. That guy, I forgot his name. I think it was Jordan something. That guy's crazy. Really good player. I was watching the stream. But yeah, lowest verified today for this Ursula is going to be $10 by Noob Cards. I think that's super cheap. I think you probably play like 2 or 3 of these. Both Emerald Amethyst lists that were in top 64 were playing this card, and cold foils today are as low as $16.26 by MTG AOK for the Ursula Sea Witch Queen. So just want to point that out there. Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy kind of climbing back up in price a little bit. Crispy Gaming has you for $8.76, lowest verified, and the cold foils are going to be as high. Oh, the cold foils going up on these Tinkerbells. I'd like to see that because these were nowhere near 20 bucks. $16.75 is the lowest verified for a near mint cold foil Tinkerbell with $1 shipping. So they're climbing. They're almost $20 now. Really good to see, man, because I was seeing these get sold for like $14, $12, and I kept bringing it up in the other Market Watch videos. I'm sure a lot of the consistent goons remember that I've been bringing this card up. So I hope if you were trying to foil out your decks, you know, you started picking these up, and I do think that these are going to be going up in price. So you play this in Emerald Steel as well, because if you're playing that mirror match, you want to have as many outs to Bucky. And if you're playing Sapphire Steel, you definitely want to have this in your arsenal as well. Whole New World. Let's go over this card. Some people playing this card in Sapphire Steel, some people not. Several lists in that top 64 cut of Sapphire Steel were not playing Whole New World, which is something we're not used to. Most of the Sapphire Steel lists, from, if not all of them, from the last 3 formats were all playing Whole New World. High Voltage Gaming has you for as low as $10.95, and they have 3 of them for your non-foil Whole New Worlds. And the cold foils are going to be $16.99. Mindful Games, love to see it. Not 20 bucks yet, and who knows if it'll ever hit that $20 mark again, but they've definitely been coming down. The cold foils used to be $30, so for them to be almost half off from that price point, which was like a couple months ago, yeah, man, that's a steal. You know, so if you're trying to collect your cold foils, my goons, definitely take into consideration these prices today for some of these cards that aren't seeing as much meta play as they used to. This is the pricing for Flynn Rider Frenemy. I'll pull up the picture right now, but I just want to point this out. Over this weekend, there was just some absurdities with this like sales movement, bro. So a lot of the cold foils were normally selling for less than $10, and then at some point they started selling for $10 on the dot, and a lot of the non-foils started going up in price as well. I was seeing sales happen for like $8, $7, $6, you know, for the non-foil Flynn Rider Frenemies, which is this guy over here. And so yeah, over the weekend they went up and down like a lot. So I was seeing some of the cold foils sell for as high as around $10 to $12. Today though, they have been coming down in price, but it was almost like a very quick weekend buyout because there was like none left, and then now there's like 8 left. So point I'm trying to make though is that today, if you want your Flynn Rider Frenemies from the Ursula's Return set, the lowest verified is going to be $4.25 with $1.22 shipping, so a little bit more than $5. We have Blanca floor cards. They have more than 5 of them for you right there. And the cold foils though, still pretty expensive today after that like weekend real quick random like sellout is what I'm gonna call it. So there's only 8 listings left. Lowest verified is going to be $11.13 with $2 shipping. After that, it jumps straight to $14.97, $15. After that, there's 2 more with $15, and then Abysmal Pain has $20. And the last one on the page is $27. So, you know, if these start moving, you know, these are going to be like super hard to find, and they're going to start selling pretty high. So I just want to point that out there. There's a couple other real big cold foils that have been moving a lot, or just like having a lot of sales movement. Obviously, they're meta staples. They're cards that you see in the metagame, and I think it has a lot to do with the amount of players that are starting to come into Lorcana. Players who want to have shiny cards, maybe, you know, even veteran players who want to move into getting their shiny cards, you know, but the game is definitely picking up in popularity. Real quick, here's some of the cold foils that I was talking about selling for $15, $15.99, $14, $20. So the cold foil Flynns were already selling for more than $15 this weekend, and right now there's a couple listings that are at that $15 mark. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they start selling for $20 after those start selling out again. But like I was saying, I do think it has a lot to do with some newcomers coming into the game. Cold foil Madame Medusas as well. Like, you playing this in the Ruby Sapphire decks, and you know, this did kind of have like the same thing, a sellout, and then more got listed. But they're still pretty expensive today. The lowest verified for a cold foil is $15 by Paris, Texas LLC. After that, PSSM Cards has you for $17.35. So they're very close to $20 for these cold foil supers. Check this out, the Aerial Treasure Collector. These cold foils are around $5 to $6. Tempest Spark, lowest verified, is gonna have you there for this super from Ursula's Return. But check this out. This is the one I really wanted to point out to you. The lowest verified today for a Tamatoa cold foil is $50. That is outrageous, my goons. Can you believe that? There's only 5 listings left, and you can see this price just shoot up over this weekend. It's actually ridiculous. The median price from June 6th to June 9th was $12 to $15. Lowest verified is $15 for this cold foil Tamatoa. That's actually wild. I think I gotta get rid of mine. If that's the lowest, look at that. Somebody bought 4 of them for $25 a piece. and people are buying them for, oh well, that's the most recent comp actually. As of yesterday, most of them were getting sold for 10, 11, 10.78. Wow. A light plate for 16. Okay, so there's a couple prices just jumping around. So $15 is what it's looking like they were being sold for over the weekend. And then that most recent $25 comp for the four of them, and now $50 for your Tamatoas. And as you can see here, even the non-foils have shot up in price. They're going to be $8 today, actually $9 now. Lore Alley has you lowest verified for $8.50 right there. After that, a Light and Sound has you for $8 with $1 shipping. Tamatoa is almost a $10 super today. That's kind of wild. I mean, if you're a card vendor, it's good for the game. You know, the game is seeing a lot of sales and movement, and it's showing in these meta prices. Check this out, my goons. What have I been saying about Fishbone Quill? These Fishbone Quills just shot up in price. The cold foils lowest verified today is by Lore Alley, $28.99 for the cold foil Fishbone Quills. I feel so good. I got mine at $14 on these market watch videos. You know, when I'm done with them, I go do some shopping after, because I just see the deals. And you know, I've been saying Fishbone Quill is a meta staple. You're gonna need this card, and that's just if you want to get the cold foils, right? Lowest verified today, $30 basically. And as you can see from this most recent sales, this is a $10 card now. These are no longer in that $5 range, $6 range like we were seeing in the last three market watch videos like I was talking about. Look at all these. Somebody bought 4 of them for $9.25, 2 of them for $10.15, 4 of them for $11. This is a $10 rare now. I love to see it. Staples in Lorcana, very important. Trading card buyer has you lowest verified today for the non-foil Fishbone Quills for $10.45. By the way, yes, I do want to get rid of my Fishbone Quills at this price. Maybe not the $10 ones, because those are like my non-foil staples. But I do have a playset of cold foils. I wish I had more than a playset of cold foils, because if I had multiple playsets, I would list them at this price all day. That's pretty awesome. Look at this too. Flavorsham Toy Maker, $40 for the cold foil today. There's only 3 listings left. Who's causing all these sellouts? Can you guys stop it, please? Some people want to make their deck shiny for reasonable prices. Lowest verified is going to be the J Store, $49.99, $5 shipping. They have 2 of them for you. So if you want a cold foil Flavorsham right now, you got to pay $50. I guess maybe a little bit less, right? But still, like with shipping and all that stuff, it'd be close to $50 for that cold foil Flavorsham. And even the non-foil is just picking up a little bit in price today. Lowest verified is going to be $3 with $1.22 shipping now. So almost $5 for this rare that comes in a starter deck from Rise of the Floodborn. I'm telling you guys, a lot of people are coming into this game. There's a lot of well-deserved hype and interest in Lorcana, and I love to see it. I'm here for all the new Illumineers, you know, who want to build a deck, who want to know the current meta trends, card prices, and who want to be a Lorcana Goon. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana Goon. Some other really nice meta trending cards that I want to go over: Sisu Emboldened Warrior. Sorry, I've been saying that wrong for like the last 3 videos. Sisu Emboldened Warrior. There's only 6 listings left today, and the lowest verified for a cold foil is going to be $10.22. Sorry, there's plenty of non-foil listings, but cold foil wise, I love seeing this, because this is how you know when like prices are about to get wacky. So if you're like a vendor, you know, then you're gonna be eating good if you have a bunch of cold foils from Ursula's Return, because these were dirt cheap. These were literally like $2 to $3 cold foils, and I brought this up on the market watch as well. So you know, hate to say I told you so. Lowest verified for a non-foil is now going to be $5 plus. Howard's Hobbies has you for $4.50 with $1.22 shipping for your Sisu Emboldened Warrior, which is a rare from Ursula's Return. Ursula's Return starting to look like a really good set. It's looking like you can start cracking some packs of Ursula's Return, and you can get rid of some of these rare, some of these cold foils, you know, and you know, have a decent time. Cold foil Madame M Fox is still around $15. Wanna Smash has you for $13.99, lowest verified, and the non-foils are $5. Mox Valley Games. So if you want to get rid of some of these cards, be sure to value them at the correct prices. $5 for your Madame M Foxes, you know, a rare from Rise of the Floodborn. The cold foil Strength of a Raging Fires are getting really expensive now. Lowest verified is $13.09 with $1 shipping. And after that, before that, you have plenty of non-verified listings that you can go through if you'd like, but they're all more than $10. So it's almost a $15 cold foil, which is pretty awesome to see. The non-foils are kind of pricey too today. They're going to be $5 at GS Toys and stuff for your Strength of a Raging Goon. That's going to be $5 for the non-foil today. Queen's Castle being played in like every Amethyst deck that was in Top Cut at 4 is what it felt like. These have been going up in price this weekend after this recent Chicago Challenge event. A lot of the deck lists playing this card, like I just finished saying. Lorcana Golden Lady, shout out you. They have the lowest verified today for $6.10, and you can buy 4 of them from this lovely listing, this lovely seller right here. They're so gracious. They have 4 of them for you, so you don't even have to pay shipping multiple times by going through multiple sellers. So highly recommend Lorcana Golden Lady right there. And next verified seller is going to be Udo of Noodle. Shout out you guys. They have them for $5 with $1 shipping, and the cold foils are about $8, and I mean, a couple bucks more, $3 more. Country Nerd Collects, not bad for the cold foil castles, if I do say so myself. Cold foil Merlin Rabbits, another valuable Amethyst card. Lowest verified today is going to be $13.49 by GNC Paradise. There are some non-verified sellers, but they're still going to be around $12, $10 plus $2 shipping for your cold foil Merlin Rabbits. Be sure to value these cards correctly, man, because these cards are going up. These are meta staples. Lowest verified for the non-foil rabbits are going to be $2 with $1.22 shipping by Wanna Smash. So still pretty cheap on the non-foil price, but you know, the cold foil is jumping up on those for sure. Be prepared. Less than $10. Love to see it. TCG Card Kings, $7.39 with $1 shipping, and you best bet this is a cold foil in Ruby decks. Cold foils are going to be $14 with $1 shipping by Smash Cafe. This is a meta staple in Ruby decks, is what I meant to say, not cold foil. Next up, we got We Don't Talk About Bruno. This cold foil is going to be $4.35 with $1.22 shipping today. If you want a non-foil, there's still going to be around $2 to $3 by 3DX Collectibles. So it's definitely an Emerald card that sees a lot of play this format, where we saw multiples being played in multiple deck lists in the top 64. So it's no surprise why they're going to be about $3 to $4 for the non-foils, and maybe $5 to $6 for the cold foils this weekend. Maui, Hero to All, more than $10 today. We have lowest verified for $12.34. Oh, not even, sorry. Lowest verified for $11.44 by Next Level Games Munchie with $1 shipping. Shout out you guys. And then before that, there's some light blades and some non-verified sellers that have it for around $10 to $11. But it is more than $10, and I do think Maui is going to stay that way. Dyersville Comics has the cold foils for $15.40 with $1.22 shipping. Not quite $20 yet, but I feel like it could get there again, depending on what deck you're playing for the meta, right? Think about Ruby is that Ruby's used in 2 different decks this format, Ruby Amethyst and Ruby Sapphire. So naturally, cards like Maui might be a little bit more scarce because they're, being separated into 2 different deck types. Same thing with like Fishbone Quill and Flavorsham. Those cards are used in Ruby Sapphire and Sapphire Steel. Emerald, now you have Emerald Amethyst and Emerald Steel, but Emerald Steel is the deck that's most played, right? If anything, Amber cards are pretty cheap because there's only one Amber deck you can play, which is like Amber Steel. But in this format, you can actually play Amber Ruby, whether it be Mufasa or Amber Ruby Control. So in general, a lot of the color pairings are being used more this format, is what it feels like too. So if you're someone like me and you got like a problem with buying cards, you want to build multiple decks. Sometimes I just like building multiple decks because I like letting the homies borrow them for locals or something. They don't have to, maybe they don't want to get into Lorcana just yet. So I want to teach people the game, so I always have an extra deck on me or something. So I feel like that might also be increasing some of these card prices. Flynn Rider, his own biggest fan, has just shot up in price overnight. Check out this graph. He was chilling at a measly $1.50, and as of today, he is going to be $2.02 with $2.50 shipping. So he's about a $4 to $5 cold foil today. Reason being is because, again, as you can see from the deck list, the Rat was playing this Flynn Rider at 3, and they're even playing the other Flynn Rider as well, the 1-drop. Some other interesting cold foil prices that you goons need to see. One jump ahead, the lowest verified listing today is going to be $24.99 by Pink Bunny Games for an uncommon foil. One jump ahead. There are some listings right here. Lowest verified, non-verified sellers. Bards and Cards has you for $6.60 with $5 shipping, so still $10. $10 is the lowest listing, and it's not from a verified seller. The next person is also not a verified seller, and it's going to be $19.99 with $1.11 shipping. Can you believe this? This card just, I don't even know what's going on with this card. Like I can't believe it. But a bunch of the cold foils selling for less than $10 over. Somebody bought one for $28. Get out of here! What is happening? Okay, this is actually crazy. I don't know how I feel about this. This is an uncommon from the first chapter. It's uncommon, but foils are so hard to find, and I feel like you're playing 4 of these in most decks, right? Let me know what you think of the one jump ahead cold foil being listed at 10 to 20 to almost $30 today, please. I need to hear opinions on that. I'm not going to leave my opinion on that. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to buy that. But anyways, Ursula Deceiver, these cold foils today are going to be $5. TCG Cards Kings has you for $3.78 with $1.22 shipping. Love to see that. Pegasus Cloud Eraser, very close to $5 as well. We have a lowest verified Pokehaven cards, $3.25 with $1.22 shipping. A very popular card from Ursula's return. Scuttle, expert on humans. This lovely bird is also going to be almost $5 for the cold foil. VVS Deals has you for $3.14 with $1.22 shipping. Love to see that one. Popsicle, this is a common from the Rise of the Floodborn set. That's the second chapter. And look, there's a lot of non-verified sellers that have the cold foils for less than $5. But going by, you know, the lowest verified, we have the Foundry, $3.32 with $1.22 shipping. The reason I bring this card up is because I feel like, obviously, Sapphire is not going anywhere. You probably want to play Sapphire in almost any Sapphire deck, and the cold foils used to be a little bit more expensive than this. They used to be closer. Actually, no, this is the most they've ever been, come to think of it. Wow. So yeah, I'm seeing them close to like $5 or even like less than $5 makes me feel they're going to get to that point at some point. Sudden Chill, this card is not that expensive, and I'm surprised because this is kind of using a lot of Emerald decks as well. Card World TCG has you for $1 with $1.22 shipping for the cold foil. Sudden Chills, I feel like these have potential to maybe get to that popsicle range in terms of pricing. Magic Brooms, Illuminary Keeper, love to see it going up in price just a little bit this weekend after we've been seeing multiple Ruby Amethyst lists playing Magic Broom. Today, lowest verified is going to be 99 cents with $1.22 shipping. Stats Pros Pokemon. Shout out to all the Lorcana Goons that, you know, that heard me out when I said that the Magic Broom, that this Magic Broom card is actually kind of good. I want to go over the Bucky Squirrel promo from the league promo that you get for playing your local league. These have just been crashing down in price, and I feel like if you're playing a Bucky deck, you know, you maybe pick these up because they're pretty cheap. Lowest verified is PS SM cards, $4.20, $1.22 shipping, which isn't too bad. A little bit more than $5 actually. I don't know. I feel like if Bucky's so popular in the format, you know, maybe this card should be a little more popular too. But there is this foil Bucky, and then you can pull a foil Bucky that isn't the promo from the actual booster packs, and those don't really have like a good like they're really cheap. They're less than $1. So I feel like why not just pick up these and get the extra little promo symbol or something. I don't know if the foiling is any different. I feel like the foiling might be a little different too with those swirls behind the text. But that's it for the meta cards. Now I want to go over the prize cards, because as a prize card owner as well, I want to keep myself updated and other people updated. And if you're going to go to the Lorcana Challenge events, these are the prize cards you can win. And this is the prize card that was given out for Top 64 at Chicago. This is the Let It Go prize card. And in Atlanta, these were given to Top 148. So, you know, depending on the size of the event, Chicago capped at around like 1,000 some players, but only like it was less than 1,000 showed up. So, the pricing structure was a lot different. There was only 4 golden Mickeys given out. There was only 8 invites to nationals given out, etc., etc. So it was like cut in half compared to Atlanta. So, there isn't as many prize cards in the market this week as there would have been last week, you know, because there was only one event. There wasn't like one in Europe as well. And like I just finished saying, the pricing wasn't as big because they didn't have that many players. But if you're going to these events and you make it to top 64, maybe even top 148, you know, this is the lowest verified for some of these prize cards. The lowest verified to Wonderland Market, 1,065 near mint. Let It Go promo, this is the one you win for top 64. The Dragonfire promos, these are the Dragonfires that you're given for playing the event. You get these in round 3. So just for participating, you get this Dragonfire promo, and lowest verified is going to be 98 and 98 by Card Crack. So shout out you guys. These look beautiful in person, by the way. I'm in love with my Dragonfire promo. I'm just trying to cook up a deck that can play Dragonfire just so I can play my Dragonfire promo. But yeah, so Rapunzel, the Gifted with Healing, this is the non-foil version. This is the one you can win in side events. And they made side events a lot more like player friendly. Like you can actually like walk away with a decent amount of prizing this time compared to Atlanta. But that also means that it was a little easier to win some of the side event prizing, like the non-foil Enchanted Rapunzel, the non-foil Enchanted Cindy, and the playmat, the Cinderella playmat. But, you know, if you want to get rid of your non-foil Rapunzel today, lowest verified is 192.98 by RH Collectibles, and there's some sales that are backing this up, man. Plenty of sales happening this weekend for less than $200. These were selling for a lot more. They were selling for like 300 to 400, 500 on that Atlanta weekend. Obviously, the more events that happen, the more these are in circulation, and they're going to start coming down in price. But $200 is what you can get rid of this for, and you get these in the side event. There are some foil listings, and they're a little bit closer to some reasonable prices given the recent auction that ended. And we'll go over that auction towards the end of the video, but lowest verified today is going to be $6,000 basically by Wonderland Market. So, and you get that for getting top 16. I finished in, sorry, you get that for getting, yeah, you get it for getting top 16 at Chicago. In Atlanta, it was top 32. So I received one of these cold foil as well. And then this is the Cinderella Stout-Hearted. Lowest verified for this is also going to be around $200, $197.95 by Midnight Deals, and people are buying it at that price as well by this sales history here. So these are the side event pricings, the non-foil ones. The cold foil ones are the ones you win for getting top cut. This would be the top 32 prize, and Atlanta it was top 64. So lowest verified is Wonderland Market again. They have you for basically $3,000, $2,985 for your Cinderella Stout-Hearted foil. That would be a raw price. And there's a couple other details I want to go over, I guess, prizes that were sold on the secondary market from the Lorcana challenges, especially the Rapunzel mat, because look, I got my Rapunzel mat framed. It's kind of nice, right? Ooh, now that's in a frame, it looks all official. So I got this bad boy, this bad girl framed, and I'm super excited about that. So obviously I want to maintain, I want to see the stonks on it. I want to maintain its integrity too, in case I want to get rid of it. Now the buyers know that it's been in a frame since I won it. So you get this for getting top 16 at the Lorcana challenges, and as of today, one of them sold for $2,800. I think this is the first sale that I can confirm personally for this playmat. I heard that people were selling it at Atlanta for around $5,000 to $6,000. Somebody did offer me, like, I want to say like less than this. I think it was around like 25 or something, and I just didn't want to get rid of it. And now that I look back on it, I mean, it's a mat. You know what I mean? I want it for personal reasons. I kind of want to keep the mat framed, and it'd be really cool to have in the background of videos. So I might just keep the mat myself if I can get rid of some of the other cards. But in general, again, a hefty price for a mat. If you can get rid of it for that price, I think that's a hard day's work, especially like playing these events. Yeah, this is good pricing. This is more than good pricing to get rid of it for $2,800, the foil Rapunzel mat. And speaking of foil Rapunzels, this was the CGC auction we were looking over in the last Market Watch, my goons, and it only sold for $5,250 with 63 bids. This was the Rapunzel top 16 foil prize card, and it was graded a CGC 10. People were asking $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 for this card raw. The day of Atlanta, and I kind of made a post asking for something around that price, because I'd seen people asking for that listing, and I definitely didn't feel like I was ever gonna sell at that price, and this seems a lot more reasonable. Now obviously I would love to get $10,000 for my Rapunzel foil, right? But if we're not in that market, if that's not the market for the cards, and that's not the market for the cards, this seems like a little bit more of a reasonable price, right? Somebody's going to spend $5,000 on a graded prize card. Okay, that sounds a little bit more reasonable. I am curious to see if that Mickey's ever going to sell, though, that 250K Mickey, right? There are some Cinderella sales I want to go over. We do have a Cinderella mat that sold for $2,000, so that's kind of nice to see. The thing that kind of is crazy to me, though, is that the Cinderella mat is a lot easier to acquire than the Rapunzel mat, and so getting rid of the Rapunzel mat for $2,800, again, not bad, but I'd probably still ask for more, especially because they kind of changed the pricing structure with the side events, and they made it a lot easier to acquire the tickets that you need to get these. So basically, you also get tickets for participating in the main event as well. As you can see here, depending on how you finished, you were given extra prize wall tickets. So if you ended up just not, and if you didn't end up in the top 32 bracket, but you ended up in top 64, or you had like a certain amount of points throughout the end of the 9 rounds of Swiss, you were awarded extra prize point tickets. So if you had like 30 plus points, they gave you 20 tickets, as you can see here, and etc, etc. And there was some more information about how you can get about how the pricing structure was for the side events, and compared to Atlanta, they were a lot more generous with the pricing, with the prize tickets for this event. So with that being said, I am a little surprised that the Rapunzel mat didn't sell for more. And the same thing with this Cinderella. This is the Cinderella Stout-Hearted. This is the prize card for top 32. This was graded a CGC 10 Pristine, which is even better than the other Rapunzel. You know what I mean? In terms of like grading wise, and the sale price was super low. It was $3,400 only 36 bids. I don't know if like the specific slab company has something to do with it. Maybe we would have seen a higher price if it was PSA 10 that maybe gave it a, that maybe gave it a 10, or if it was like a BGS, obviously perceived to be a much different story. But we do have some other, we don't really have that many other sales actually of the foil Cinderella being sold. So I do think the pricing of around like $3,000 that it's being listed at is kind of reasonable in my opinion. As you can see here, we have the Let It Goes that have been selling for around $8,000+ like we were talking about. 1,100 on June 9th, 1,000 on June 9th, 1,100 on June 8th, 1,300 on June 8th. So obviously after this recent challenge, the prices have come down significantly, but they're around $1,000 still. So there's a couple other things that people have been selling from these Lorcana challenges too. The Flotsam and Jetsam promos are around $25. Dragonfire promos $100. People are selling their competitor badges with the lanyards for around $30. So that's kind of interesting. Wow, best offer accepted, $50 for oh, but this is actually for, I think this is the staff one or something. Oh, but yeah, there's a couple of things that you can basically put on the secondary market from the Disney Lorcana challenge if you're interested. There's also the new top 8 like 2024 playmat. We talked about this on a couple of videos ago. This was just announced, and there's a listing for it now. Somebody won this. I forgot at which event you're able to win this at, but $1,000 is the listing for this playmat, right? So this is kind of cool. And then some of the Cinderella mats are being listed for a little bit less than 2,000. These are foil Cinderella mats, and there's a bunch of other things you can find from the Lorcana challenge. But there's a lot of listings now for these Cinderella mats. So we're gonna start seeing more and more as more challenges start happening. There's also more and more Rapunzels. There's a cold foil Rapunzel. This is the top. This would be the top cut promo. The foil one, $6,000. This is the lowest listing I can find. So that's pretty interesting to see. I think asking for $6,000 is pretty reasonable for a raw, but I think people are still going to even want less than that when that CGC 10 went for $5,500, and there's not that many though listed. So $7,500. I did see somebody asking for around $4,000 for the Rapunzel on Facebook. So I thought that was a little low. I don't think I would want to get rid of mine for that low. But we do have some listings for the top 16 mat as well for around $5,000. Check this out. We have a 9.5 listed. Wow, this is awesome. A 9.5 listed. This one's graded by Beckett. Hey, this is going to be $13,000 for the listing. Wow, nice to see that. This is the foil in the top 16, obviously. Yeah, and then we have some some Cinderellas listed as well for some nice prices, $3,000+ for your top cut Cinderella. So if you're planning on going to these Lorcana challenges, it's well worth it. You know what I mean? Getting $1,000 for your side event Cinderella mat, even less than $1,000, because more are gonna just come into circulation. It's still really nice. Like, these mats are beautiful too. So if you just want this for yourself, if you want to go to the Lorcana challenge because you want this playmat yourself, heck yeah, dude, definitely go and try and get it. These are some auctions actually that are happening for this mat. There's been 2 bids so far, and this one's already at $1,400. This one has 4 bids, and it's at $1,100. So plenty of auctions happening today for any Disney Lorcana challenge stuff. There's even a PSA 10 Let It Go top 64, top 148 prize. Yeah, the top 64 foil Let It Go prize card selling, not selling, it's in auction. So the auction ends in 5 days, and so this is actually really interesting to see. I really want to see where this ends up. I think this is going to be important for the market as well. And there's a second auction happening too. This one has 32 bids at $570 already. This one, I believe, yeah, this one only has 6 bids, and it's only at $65, but it's also a PSA 10. So I'd love to see that. But yeah, that's going to be all for the Market Watch. Once again, shout out Brian Cortade. He's in our Discord. Join our Discord if you want to be a Lorcana Goon and learn how to win Lorcana championships like this guy. And remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons for all your Lorcana information. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button because we do appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of the prices of the meta cards or the prices of the prize cards. Are you going to go to any Lorcana challenges? Are you excited to compete and try and win some of these crazy unique prize cards? How do you feel about the game? Or are you just going to stick to collecting? And if you are going to stick to collecting, what is like a reasonable price for you to collect some of these prize cards? Are you ever going to try and get a Rapunzel? Are you going to stick to the Dragonfire promos and maybe the Let It Goes? Either way, we want to hear from you. We appreciate it, my goons. We will see you goons next time.